Okay, welcome back to math class and welcome to 10-4. Yesterday we talked a lot about different kinds of triangles. Today we're going to hone in on one kind of triangle in particular, and that is a right triangle. You guys should remember from yesterday that right triangles are triangles that have one right angle. And remember that we label our right angles by completing the little square in the middle. Okay, in a right triangle, a right triangle will always have one side opposite its angle that's the longest angle, and then the longest side, and two shorter sides. And we label those by calling them A, B, C. The shorter sides, we call legs of the triangle. So we have leg A and leg B here. The short sides are called legs. The long side is always called the hypotenuse. That's a really big, funny word, hypotenuse. And it just means the long side of the triangle, of a right triangle. Now what we're going to talk about today is something called the Pythagorean Theorem. And I want you to really commit this to memory because it's going to show up again in Algebra 1, in Algebra 2, in geometry. As long as you're doing math, the Pythagorean Theorem is going to be your friend. So I want you to practice this really well. I want you to make sure you have flashcards for it. Really, if you're going to commit any formula totally to memory, it's got to be this one, okay? And it's when you have a right triangle, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So one leg squared plus the other leg squared equals the hypotenuse squared. The way that we will use that is, suppose I had a right triangle. I'm going to draw it over here. A right triangle. And I told you this side measured 3, and this one was 4. And then I asked you, how long is that side? What you're going to do is you're going to take the leg 3 squared plus the other leg 4 squared equals the hypotenuse also squared. And then we just solve for x. So I'm going to go 3 squared is 9. 3 times 3 is 9. Plus 4 squared, 4 times 4 is 16, equals x squared. So 9 plus 16 is 25. Now to get x totally by itself, I have to undo the square. The opposite of a square is a square root. I'm going to take the square root of that side and the square root of this side, and I'm going to be left with 5 equals x. So the Pythagorean theorem allowed me to figure out, when I only knew 2 sides, now I know that this side of the triangle equals 5. So if you're trying to find the perimeter of something, if you're trying to find the perimeter of this triangle, now you can't. You would just do 5 plus 3 plus 4.